Normally, I don't talk about coaching changes, especially if I'm going to switch between schools. I prefer to talk about one school at a time when I'm talking about coaching. But we just saw something that affects both the University of Tennessee and LSU. And hey, women's basketball, love me some women's basketball. So here's what went on. Gary Reddish, who was an assistant coach for Kim Mulkey at LSU, got hired on as the head coach at Rutgers. Okay, so she was needing to replace him. That being said, Gabe Lazo uh, resigned from Tennessee. Hey, with the season that we just had, he's a recruiting specialist. One of the problems that they just had was recruiting, so it's not a surprise that he went, or that they went, probably I'm not getting what Kim Caldwell wants at the University of Tennessee, so he resigned and was hired at LSU, a team that is very reliant on needing the traditional type of players. So to replace Gabe Lazo, now mind you, that wasn't the only coach that resigned. That wasn't the only assistant coach that resigned at Tennessee. But what Kim Caldwell did to replace Lazo was to bring in Bill Ferrara from Florida State. Now, Ferrara isn't, I'm sure he can do some recruiting. I'm sure he has that. But that isn't the primary thing that he was brought in for. Tennessee, this past season, had a 31% 3-point percentage. That was pathetic. I ain't even going to go into how pathetic that was. If you ain't hitting at least 33%, you're not, I'm sorry, you're not going to win any more games than what Tennessee won. For that matter, they were only shooting 41, they only shot 41.3% field goal percentage. That's even worse. Well, guess what? Ferrara is someone who is a 3-point specialist. He helped them at Florida State get on track to be able to shoot a far better percentage. He helped coach Tania Latson when she was at the Seminoles, which got her to actually be good enough to team up with Raven Johnson at South Carolina. Raven Johnson and Tania Latson were high school teammates. They have an unbelievable connection. Latson moving from Florida State to South Carolina isn't about the money. It's about the fact she gets to work with one of her close friends. Now, Ferrara helped make FSU's offense especially innovative from beyond the arc. Seminoles set a program record with 232 made 3-point field goals in his first season. In year two, FSU extended its own record, 241 made threes in the 2023-2024 season, and in 2024-2025, Seminoles once again set a school best, thinking 286, while they made a number two ranked total of 243 in 2025-2026. Think about that. A school that is hitting 31% of their 3 points now has somebody that is going to help fix part of their offense that was failing. This is an amazing thing. So let's get into this. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little basketball, and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game, but they can also help you if you apply them correctly to your life. The second one is play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it. Okay, coming from Rocky Top Insider, Lady Vols basketball coaching staff under Kim Caldwell underwent a significant change on Monday after Gabe Lazo resigned from his role as an assistant coach on Friday. Tennessee hired Florida State associate head coach Bill Ferrara to replace him, the school officially announced. I am pleased to welcome Bill to our staff, Caldwell said. He has played an instrumental role in Florida State's high-scoring offense and three-point shooting over the past 4 seasons. We look forward to adding his technical knowledge, experience, and recruiting abilities to our program. Ferrara now joins the coaching staff of Tennessee under the direction of Caldwell that currently features Roman Tubner, Jenna Burdett, Angel Rezer, and Lexi Berry. Prior to his time with Seminoles, Ferrara was associate head coach at St. John's for the 2021-2022 season. Before that, he was an assistant coach at New Mexico from 2017 to 2021. Ferrara has prior experience coaching in the SEC at Florida. He was an assistant with the Gators from 2015 to 17 under Amanda Butler. Before that, he was an assistant at George Washington, where he coached future WNBA MVP Jonquel Jones. He spent 2013 to 15 at George Washington. I am thrilled to join Kim Caldwell's staff at Tennessee and excited to be part of a program with such rich history, Ferrara said. I look forward to bringing my energy and experience to the Lady Vols. Kim's incredibly successful 10-year track record as a head coach speaks for itself. I'm ready to get to work in recruiting and can't wait to get on the floor with the most storied program in women's basketball history. Okay, so that's coming out of Tennessee. Now, coming from USA Today, when Gary Redis left LSU's women's basketball staff earlier this month to take the head coaching job at Rutgers, it left Kim Mulkey with the spot to fill on her bench. And the four-time national championship winning coach didn't have to look far for her next assistant, finding Redis' successor in the SEC. LSU announced Tuesday, that March 31st, that it had hired former Tennessee assistant Gabe Lazo, bringing on a coach who was widely regarded as an ace recruiter and someone with a strong acumen for scouting and game planning. Gabe will be an outstanding addition to our staff, Mulkey said in a statement. He has been an invaluable member of two SEC staffs with an unbelievable ability to teach the game and recruit the best players in the country. Gabe will impact our program at the highest levels, and his unmatched work ethic will lead to great results on the court and on the recruiting trail. It doesn't matter if Gabe is out recruiting or coaching on the floor, because the contributions he will make towards our program will be significant. Lazo had resigned Friday, March 27th after a turbulent season for the Lady Vols, which saw them end the season on an 8-game losing streak with a double-digit loss to NC State in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Still, over the past 9 years, at 5 different programs, Lazo has helped 5 teams play in the postseason. One was squad at Mississippi State, where head coach Sam Purcell gave Lazo, then assistant for the Bulldogs, much of the credit for preparing the team for their upset of number 6 Creighton in the 2023 NCAA tournament, making Mississippi State the first team to advance to the second round out of the first 4. Purcell added back that Lazo's work ethic is unmatched and he's an elite player developer. Okay, so you're seeing, I don't think Lazo and Caldwell fit well together. I like Kim Caldwell, but I think that there was a problem there. And Ferrara really does seem like something that is needed at Tennessee. But let's think about this for a minute. Okay, Gabe Lazo has been there while Florida State has been doing things a little bit differently. Now, they have been used to having 20-win seasons. Since Wyckoff got there, Brooke Wyckoff, this is her only head coaching job. In 2022-2023, they went 23-10. Next season, 23-11. Last season, they went 24-9. This season, they went 10-21. Now, mind you, they made last season into the second round, past 2 seasons, first round, but their percentages, I'm going to say this. This past season, their 3-point shooting percentage was atrocious, 30.7. So if they're shooting their shooting percentages are off. 34.4 last season. Season before that, they were 31.3. And let me tell you something, and the season before that, 32.5. And their field goal percentages aren't all that good. Now, that being said, I can't imagine that Kim Caldwell wants to keep that up. She's got another spot that is open on her coaching staff. She needs somebody coming in that is going to be teaching the fundamentals. 3-point shooting's all good, but shooting period is what is needed. When you take a look at what the elite teams in women's basketball are shooting, they're not shooting below anything but 50% from field goal range. Tennessee this past season, 41.3. I keep bringing that up. They need to shoot better. I mean, the best shooter in field goal range was Alyssa Latham. She was a forward. She shot 53.9% field goal percentage. And she only was in 27 games and averaged 4.7 points a game. The best shooter from 3-point range was Lauren Hurst. He was only in 24 games, averaged 2.3 points, and shot 41.4% from 3-point range. Your best regular player, the player that was in the games regularly, was Janiah Barker, 36.5. She was one of the best shooters, period, for being in games consistently. Janiah Barker, 14.3 points, led in rebounds, 46.5 field goal percentage, 36.5 3-point percentage, and 73% free throw percentage. This is what they were having. This is showing they need to get their shooting right. And okay, Ferrara is bringing something in. Hey, Gabe Lazo is going into a program that stresses the fundamentals. She may not develop players as well as a lot of people do, but she's won 4 national championships. She's got she does deep runs every year in the NCAAs. Kim Caldwell is needing to work on shooting. End of story. And last season, she was at 43.8% field goal percentage, 32.6 3-point percentage. That's not that good. At least they were able to get to the Sweet 16. But if we want to get a championship, we need to have those percentages gearing towards 50% on the field goal percentage shooting. And you need to be topping 33%, probably heading more towards 34 and 35% when it comes to 3-point shooting. So hopefully that's what they're going to do. LSU, I'm not worried about them. But Tennessee, those are the problems going on. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker, I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting, all those things really help me out. Have a good day.